Hey, third grade, it's Miss Card coming to you from the music room. And you should have received a couple of worksheets from me whenever you picked up your packet of work earlier this week. There should be one that says the 5-line staff, and we're going to start on that one first. And I'm bringing you this video because some of the directions that are on here are a little bit different than what I'm going to ask you to do. If you've already done the worksheet, don't panic, we'll just catch up with you later. But for those of you that need to get started, go ahead and take out that worksheet now. You're also going to want to have a pencil, not a pen or a marker, please, a pencil, possibly a ruler, and you may also even want a piece of loose leaf paper. So go ahead and gather your materials and then we'll get started. Hit pause while you gather your materials and then we'll get started. Welcome back. Have you got everything? I hope so. Let's get started. The first direction says you're going to draw a 5-line staff. I'd actually like for you to draw 2 of those on this paper. And the way that Miss Card likes to draw them is to put a piece of loose leaf paper underneath so you can just barely see the lines of the loose leaf paper and let those guide you with the proper spacing. Use your ruler to follow those lines and with your pencil, draw the line on the staff. After you've drawn all 5, take 2 fingers, put it at the bottom of your staff, and then put your ruler down below and draw your second staff down below so that when you're finished, you have a page that looks something like this with 2 staffs with some space in between. So I'll give you a minute to finish those. Hit pause, go ahead and do that, and then we'll see you soon. Okay, now that you've got your staffs drawn, follow the directions for number 2 and number 3. Numbering your spaces and lines, starting with the lines at the bottom from 1 through 5. So this would be line number 1, line number 2, etc. all the way up. Then number your spaces, starting at the bottom. The space would be space number 1, number 2, all the way up. I'll give you a minute to finish that. Hit pause while you work on it. Now you're going to draw 5-line notes on different lines. If you run out of room, you can go down to the next staff, but don't use up the whole staff because I have another little thing for you to do in that staff. When you're drawing a line note, make sure that the line goes all the way through the middle of the circle part of the note. We call that the note head. But that it doesn't go all the way down and touch the next line down below or stick up and hit the next line up above. The line should be right through the middle of the note head, like that. So draw 5 of those. Hit pause, and then we'll do the space notes next. Now you're ready to draw 4 space notes using each of the different spaces. And again, the note goes all the way in the space. It actually touches the top line and the bottom line, but it doesn't hang down below or doesn't float up in the air. It just touches the top and bottom of each line, creating the space. So draw 1 of those in each space. Hit pause while you do that. And now for the bottom staff or whatever space you have left, I would like for you to go through and label each line with its letter name, and then label each space with its letter name. What? You don't remember the letter names of the lines and spaces? Well, I'm going to help you out because if you'll go on RenWeb, you'll find a link to the music show that we watched a few weeks ago with Lines and Spaces Baby, and the answers are all right there. So how'd you do? When you're finished, your paper should look something like this. If you didn't do yours the slanted way, the way that I did, don't worry about it as long as you've got all the material in the right place on the staff. That's all we're going to be concerned about today. You also have a sheet about drawing the treble clef. Save that for next week's lesson, and I'll send you another link to another video, and we'll walk through that one then. In the meantime, have a good time at home with your parents. We miss you. It's way too quiet here in the music room. And also, don't forget to every day